Hi everyone, welcome to this free video playthrough for the current Legacy 9-hole cup in Golf Clash. Divisions on the screen that this video relates to. Please hit thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Replays and adjustments for all 9 holes, timestamps in the description down below. Remember to keep checking the channel for plenty of tournament content and other stuff to help you in Golf Clash. Good luck, and remember, some of these shots may be the old ball attributes before they doubled in the game, so bear that in mind. The shots will still work absolutely fine. Good luck, here we go. APOC 6 or above is preferable here, but it can be done with an APOC 5, but you will need more overpower. Go with max top spin for APOC 5, which is 6 bars, and 3 bars side spin to the right with your Kingmaker. Setup here will be a red ring touching the rough with APOC 5 and 6 due to the accuracy. The adjustment here is max plus 20. But you will need to go with more overpower with lower level APOCs due to having less topspin. Here I go with about 3 to 4 rings with the APOC level 7. Minor great right, go with plenty of right curl as shown. So pause the video or rewind, take some notes there. We just clear it with 7 topspins. That's why I say with a lower level APOC you'll need to go with, I would say, at least 5 rings of overpower, to be honest. 404 yards is the drive. We were fine with a minor great. Now here I'm estimating club distance, and I go with 80% slider here with the Hornet. Sadly, I estimate this to be a little bit too much. I should have played about 70, maybe 65, 70% on the slider. Either way, you're going to need 6 bars of topspin. And just position yourself here so the ball guide is just going slightly through the hole. We don't want to be short. So I play this 80% slider with 30% elevation. So the options are we either reduce the elevation down to 20 or we go with less slider. Choice is yours here. Either way, with the Hornet, a great ball, you're still going to hit the rough, and a great ball actually misses to the right there. So I do believe we needed to just tweak the adjustment there. We've got a hole-in-one to show you here with a quarterback and a Kingmaker. Half a bar of backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the left. Add your spin and then find your position here with the red ring touching the rough, and look at the ball guide where the tip of the ball guide is pointing here. Let's just see what I settle on. As you see, we're going to offset to the left. So it's just pointing a square to the left. Now here the cliff is in the way, so I have to push rings, which I find very laborious. But the adjustment is maximum distance plus 20%, and that's power 3 settings. Max 20, and again I push 4 rings at a time because I'm clumsy, but you might be able to do 5 at a time if you're a bit more accurate. Perfect ball. We hit here and it bounces very nicely, and just look at the camera angle, it stays zoomed out and we know it's going to be close. And look at this one, we do sneak it in on the left edge there. So it's a chance, and you've only used a Kingmaker, so what more can you want? Apologies here for the slight lagginess. I had to take this from the stream directly because the game did not save my replay, even though it was in actual tournament mode. So 6 top spin, 1 bar left spin. I'm setting up at plus 5 yards with my APOC 5, half of the blue ring in the rough. The adjustment here is maximum distance with no elevation, and you'll see we're going to go into overpower. So there's 1 ring of overpower. Again, sorry for the video quality, but this is the best I could do. And look at the curl, the ball slightly away from the triangle, so that the triangle is halfway between the ball and the adjustment ring. That's how I remember this one. And I'm applying 2 rings of overpower. Hitting perfect, and as you'll see, even though this video quality is not good, we do bounce very nicely, and it gives you an idea, and you can hear the adjustments at least. So set up at plus 5, 6 top spin and bar of side spin to the left. Back to normality now with the sniper, and I'm just backing up a little bit from max distance so that I can adjust, but in the end I'm going to have to go with full top spin. I do keep with the sniper because of the ball guide, but obviously if you don't want to use overpower, then you can play with the Cataclysm as well. The adjustment here, I go maximum distance, and I think I use 10% for elevation. I usually wouldn't do that, but as we've got a Kingmaker with more wind, I'm just erring on the side of caution. Adjusting into overpower, so I do go with a few rings of overpower. And, well, would you believe it, we've hit perfect with the sniper in Master.
What are the chances of that? Where we don't really need to either. We just want to get onto the green, to be honest. So yeah, we could have pushed it a bit further, but I'm going to take a putt for an eagle all day and every day.
Please do join us over on Facebook. We have an ever-growing community of players there. Over 16,000 members. Head over to Facebook, search for BK Golf Clash and submit your member request there. Free to join. There are free guides posted, lots of shot sharing and discussion points. You can chat and interact with me as well, and loads more over on Facebook. So head over there and search for BK Golf Clash.
Oh, this is a nasty one here, but we're still going to use a kingmaker. I am going with 2 bars of backspin and 1.2 side spin to the right. Apply spin and find your position here. Look at where the ball guide is aiming. It's into the light green square column to the right of the second lot of dark green squares. That's about the best I can explain there. You'd have to pause the video. Adjustment here, you ready for it? Maximum distance plus 50. Max plus 50. As you can see, we're just adjusting down the cliff there, so I go with baby overpower, only a fraction though, and a little bit of curl to the right. Now it's up to you how much curl you want to risk here. If you over curl it or you hit great right, you could end up in the sand. So it depends how aggressive you want to be, but this, you know what, for a kingmaker, I'm going to happily settle for that one. Just a little tap in for a birdie. Now, and this is where I think a luminary is great if you can spare one, to be honest. I am going here with 5.8, well, 6 bars of topspin. It's max topspin with APOC 5. 6 topspin and 1.2 bars side spin to the left. Setting up at plus 19. Blue ring just away from the rough. If you've got APOC 5 though, less accuracy, so you will have some of the blue ring in the rough. Maximum distance plus 10 is the adjustment with this shot, and then we go to hit perfect. And as you can see, the wind will push us slightly to the left, so that's why I didn't go with the full 2 bars of left spin on this occasion. We do, I believe, have a great right here as well, but look at that, we are nicely down the fairway. Okay, if you want to go with more topspin or want to push it slightly more right, then you can do. Cataclysm with the topspin, just go with whatever wood club is 180 yards and has the most topspin here. For me it's the Cat 7, and I know I'm blessed to have the topspin that we do have, but go with as much topspin as you can. I'm backing off slightly so that I don't adjust into as much overpower. Aim with the ball guide slightly to the right of centre between the rough and the sand, because the wind will push us left. Adjustment here, I'm playing max plus 0, even though we are not at max. And I'm using power 5 settings, and this is why a luminary is so good if you've got one here, or the bubba ball, of course. If you go with a kingmaker, you're going to have to go with 4 or 5 rings of overpower, and then if you're anything like me, you're going to hit a bad great left or great right, and you're going to end up wanting to rescue yourself. As it happens here, look, even with all that topspin, I still am in wedge range, but I'm not threatening the green. So if you do have the confidence to go with more overpower, then do so. I'm going to put the wedge range shot here on for reference. I'm playing Endbringer School, so stretch your target out to max, work out where the pin stands in between your ball and the target. Here I'm estimating this to be 80%, so here's a good reference. If you are in approximately that range with a power 5 ball, 80% is a good benchmark. But look here, I'm finding a landing spot, but look at that. I want to play no spin, but the ball guide is glitching, so I'm just putting a click of backspin on this so that I can still land on the fringe. Then I'm adjusting 20% elevation, 80% slider, which is 12 point something rings. I'm a bit twitchy on this shot, to be honest. This is a little bit of a tester for me, but we manage, even with a minor great ball, God bless the Endbringer, we get this one in very nicely for an eagle. And I know it's not a drop, but it kind of feels like it with this wind direction, honestly. I'm going with max topspin for the Thor's Hammer level 6. What I would advise doing here, though, is going with half a bar or 1 bar of side spin to the left, because you will see the wind, and we have strong wind here for a kingmaker, will push us more to the rough on the right. So I'm backing up, I'm playing from plus 0 with the Thor's Hammer level 6, but I am still adjusting maximum numbers plus 20. Okay, so max plus 20. And then we're going to take our shot, hitting perfect, which of course is wonderful. And you will see here, even without that side spin to the left, look, we're just getting a bit too close to comfort, to be honest. So I would go with half a bar or 1 bar of side spin to the left. Now, the idea here is to be within grizzly range. So with this drive, I'm going to show you 2 options. I'm playing min line is closer to the green. So I'm pushing up a little bit here so I can play 10% slider. And then I think I used 10% elevation as well. But this is a difficult one. We've got to apply some backspin here when we're nearer to the green. But we're going to leave the ball guide a bit short. I do need to add some more backspin here or back up slightly. Obviously the choice is yours. This is going to be a difficult shot to drop, especially with a kingmaker, to be honest, but we're just going to give it a go. Worst case scenario, you're going to get a very, very safe birdie. Hit perfect. So I'm playing 10% slider. And look at this, we just get a zoom in. Sadly, it is on the 3rd bounce, but it's not a million miles away. Now, with my second account, my main, I played with a bar of left spin on the drive, so I'm further away from the green. So here I'm pushing up more rings. But because we're further away, I can actually play with less backspin. And I think this is a better approach, to be honest. So I'm just showing you 2 options. Going here with, what do I settle on? 2 bars or 1 bar and a half, 2 bars of backspin, something like that. And ball guide slightly short of the pin. Now here I'm playing this one in between minimum and medium distance. So that equates to 25% slider. However, once again, we might need to tweak some elevation here. I think I played it 0, or we need to just back up slightly with the ball guide. I do favour this approach rather than the 4 bars of backspin, but we're just coming in a little bit to the left, but just a smidge off there. Very good chance though with that approach.
Now, although you can support us financially on Patreon, you can also join as a free member. If you do that, you will get bonus master level text guide content from the Coalition. They produce text guides for free every tournament, free to play balls, and we send those out when they do so. And they very kindly agreed to let me share their archives of all the courses used in this season of Quick Nines for you all to use, because there may be some wind angles that you get as part of the Quick Nines that they have in their archive. So you will receive those if you join us as a free member on our Patreon.
Now another nasty par 3, but I'm going to make it fairly simple. No move target, so select the rocket and the kingmaker ball before you start the hole. Then we're not going to touch the rings. We're going to apply max backspin as much as we can with 1.5 bar side spin to the right. The adjustment here is maximum distance with 40% elevation. Max plus 40. So we're only moving the target to adjust rings. Then we're going to apply some curl, and we just need to add a little bit more curl. So I would say a little more, maybe get the edge of that ball touching the outer wall to the right. But look at this, we do have a shot here. We hit perfect. Sadly, I dropped it with a great right in practice, so I am trying to tweak the curl, but maybe just a little bit more needed there. But a very good, simple NMT. Now going to use a kingmaker, and we're using the Apocalypse. 6 bars of topspin is all you need here, and I'm just before the plus yardage starts. We do have some headwind to deal with. So 6 bars of topspin, APOC 5, blue ring just into the rough there, and the adjustment here is maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. We are going into overpower here, so that's what I'm going to apply. 2.5 to 3 rings. So I'm just adding a smidge on so that we do not come in short, having adjusted down into the water. Bounces very nicely, and we're just looking to get a nice perfect ball straight down the middle. So second shot here, we are going to be around mid-distance of the sniper. I've not been able to really dial this one in, to be honest. So it's up to you. I would just go with whatever approach you feel comfortable with. There is a chance of an eagle, of course, but of course you've either way got a very safe birdie. Here I do go mid plus 10, I do believe, and just applying spin, estimating to find mid-distance of my club as best as I can. But with such a decent amount of second bounce here up onto the green, the wind is going to affect this one, so It's all about having a go at what you feel comfortable with. You can play in between min and mid if you don't want to go with as much backspin. The choice is yours here, but of course you've then got the dilemma of trying to hit perfect with the sniper, which I don't do, as that is tricky in Master. But anyway, get it on the green. I played it mid plus 10.
If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of three ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video.
Drive with the Berserker here. Now, take note of the wind strength here. If you do have a wind above 15, be very, very careful about how you push up. I'm stretching out to complete max. 6 bars of top spin, 2 bars side spin to the right. I go with red ring touching the rough with APOC 7. I would like you to shift over to the left 1 ring. With APOC 5, obviously the rings are going to be different size, so just look at the second bounce as well. Max plus 20 is my adjustment. Then I push up about 5 rings here, but be careful. This was in practice mode. On my actual attempt, I had a wind of 15.6. I pushed up 4 rings and I landed directly into the rough. So please be careful in strong winds. Err on the side of caution with your push-up. You see, even that was close, to be honest. So you might actually want to adjust less. Maybe go with max plus 15. Either way, left edge of the ball touching the triangle of curl to the right. But just get this one down there, but be careful of the wind on this one, because it's very easy to roll in the rough. Here I'm just going with a rough bump to get on the green. To be honest, I thought about the bounce over, but I was in between clubs. So I'm going with top spin and some side spin to the right, and here I'm estimating club distance and playing it 20% downhill. I will be the first to admit here this is not a close attempt, but it just gets the ball out there nicely for an eagle. So just play safe golf here. To be honest, like I said, be careful with the wind direction and strength on the drive, because when you've got a Berserker, any slight nuance in angle change or strength may mean you carry the rough. So be careful, but just get this one out here with the rough bump and take your eagle and run.
Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.